Hey guys, I am just bringing you on a little walk with me and Jasmine to chat to you about HA and exercise. So I feel like I've definitely answered this question a lot on the podcast, on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram, and on my blog. So we're going to continue to riff about it because it's just an important topic to just keep talking about. So here is the thingamajiggy. You may not need to quit exercise to get your period back, and you may need to quit exercise to get your period back. It depends. But what does it depend on? And I understand that it's like, just give me something so I understand if I'm one of the people that needs to quit exercise or not. And here's my take. It depends on your starting point. So if you were working out 7 days a week, you may, come on, she just totally dead stops and she because she wants to walk the other way, but I'm the boss. Okay. So it really just depends. If you were working out 7 days a week, then you may need to go down to 3 days a week. If you were working out 3 days a week and you lost your period on 3 days a week, you may need to go down to 0. And of course, if you're working out 7 days a week, you may also need to go down to 0, but we don't know, right? And so if you want to titrate the workouts down, and look, she's walking behind me. Who else? No one's dog walks behind them. Okay. So you may need to work yourself down in order to get to the place you need to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a little bit nervous to go from 100% exercise to 0. Look, you're a human. And if you were trying to lose weight, people would tell you, oh, well, you can't go from, all these calories to 0 calories. And it works the same way. Like, it's a mental thing. So if you're thinking, I might be able to get my period back on a few days less exercise, you can try that. I just want you to know that it may only be temporary, because you may have to go down to 2 days, to 1 day, to 0 days. But you won't know unless you try. Like, I can't answer that for you. No one can answer the question for you about will you have to quit exercise. So, what does quitting exercise look like? It might look like going from high intensity interval training to moderate intensity interval training, or to LISS, low intensity steady state. Ugh. Oh my God, moderate intensity interval training is not a thing. Moderate cardio. What is it? Moderate? Wow, I'm having a total mental block, but that moderate one, from HIIT to that moderate one, I think it's moderate intensity steady state, and LISS, low intensity steady state, which is walking. So it could be a total change in frequency, it could be a change in intensity, it could be a change if you're weightlifting in rep schemes and intensity. Like, it's up to you to choose your starting point and where you think you can lower the intensity first to get an impact, to get a result. And once that stops working, then make the next change. So that could be from high intensity interval training. Jasmine, from high intensity interval training, 7 days a week to only doing it 3 days a week, or from doing it 3 days a week to doing only low intensity steady state cardio, so just down to walking. Or you might be weightlifting, and instead of lifting at 80% that week, you're going to lift at 50%, 40%, 30%. You just have to make that decision. I know, Jay. I know. So that's basically where you start. And my concern was that this topic would be really simple. Like, duh, Danny, we know that. Like, take what you're doing and reduce it. But I don't know, maybe it is helpful. maybe it is helpful to hear someone say, it depends where you're starting. If you're starting at 7 days, 6 days a week, reduce it to 3, 2, 4, reduce it to something measurably different. And if you're already doing, 2 days a week and you still don't have a period, then it's looking more like it's going to need to be 1 day to 0 days, or it's looking like I'm going to have to drastically change what my exercise looks like to get an impact. And what is an impact? An impact is a period, obviously, or it's signs of a period. It's signs of ovulation. We're talking seeing cervical mucus. If you're tracking your basal body temperature, we're seeing those spikes and those ebbs and flows. We're seeing changes in our body and feeling it. Like, those symptoms are different for a lot of people. But those count as an impact. And in the HA Society, we always talk about those symptoms counting as an impact, because you can't go from 0 to a period overnight. You can't go from 0 to ovulation overnight. You need to also see those other symptoms as success. So I'm going to use weight loss because it's just what so many of you are used to. I'm going to use weight loss as an example here. When you have a coach, or if you're a coach and you have a client who's losing weight, or is trying to lose weight, and they haven't lost like their 10 pounds overnight, and that's their goal, you're not saying to them, oh, we're immediately going to decrease calories now until we see you, we're going to keep decreasing calories till we see you down 10 pounds. No, you're going to make small changes that are sustainable, and maybe you're going to reduce them down to 100 calories until you stop seeing signs of weight loss, right? And now it's the other way. I'm going to keep reducing my exercise. I'm going to keep it at this 3 days a week as long as I'm seeing symptoms that this is working. But as soon as you're not, you're still seeing, bad sleep, or you're still seeing no changes in cervical mucus, no changes in your body weight, going up on the scale, nothing like that, until you're seeing progress in the direction of getting a period, you need to keep making adjustments to how much you're exercising. But if you're seeing changes, then that's good. Now, if you're seeing changes like cervical mucus, increase in body temperature, increase in body weight, all those things, if you're seeing those symptoms, but it's been like months and you still haven't got a period, now it's time to adjust, because that does happen. That absolutely does happen to some people. It's not super common, but there's definitely people who are seeing those symptoms and they still have a way to go. This is why individual coaching is really helpful, because you're so individual and it's hard to make these videos about everyone. But I digress. You just need to assess what's working for you. Got it? Cool. So I hope that this was helpful. If you guys are still lingering with questions, still unsure if exercise is for you or it's not, comment below, send me a DM on Instagram, whatever it is, and we'll talk soon. There are some other dogs coming, so we're going to turn back this way. Please subscribe to this channel, and I hope, that this was helpful. Okay. See ya.